Martin Truex Jr.'s position in the NASCAR Cup Series is in doubt as the 2023 season draws near, much like it was the previous year. Will he stay for another year in 2024? Let's find out. Hello NASCAR fam and welcome back to NASCAR Live. But before we begin, subscribe to our channel and hit the like button, and let's begin. In 2023, Martin Truex Jr. will compete in his 5th season driving the number 19 Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing, and 18th overall as a full-time driver in the NASCAR Cup Series. Truex's plans for after the 2022 season ended weren't known at the time this year. His participation in races for Joe Gibbs Racing was not guaranteed by a contract, and retirement was a real possibility. But just as the summer season got underway, Truex said that he will be staying with Joe Gibbs Racing for another season in 2023.
The story of the year for us really was just missing opportunities. You you look at some of the races we had where we were, pretty much dominant, should have won, put it that way.
Some people were surprised by the choice because Truex had appeared to be very unsure in the weeks and months prior to the announcement, and he had even made it sound as though the 2022 season may be his last. Obviously, when Truex decided that he would return for another season in 2023 behind the wheel of the number 19 Toyota, one of the first questions he was asked was whether or not he would return for 2024 as well. The 42-year-old native of Mayetta, New Jersey, said he wasn't going to look that far ahead, because it had only taken him 6 months to decide what his intentions were for 2023. Right now, with the 2023 season beginning in just over a month, Truex is in a situation not dissimilar from that of the past. Will it be his final one? Truex has said that he competes because he enjoys it and thinks he is still competitive, not because he feels he has to. Could the results of his 2023 season influence his choice? Despite driving the Gen 7 car for the first time in the 2022 season, Truex didn't get the same kind of performances he was accustomed to. His 7-year winning streak was broken by failing to finish any races in the top 3, and his 7-year postseason streak was also broken by failing to make the playoffs. The season was by far his poorest since 2014, despite the fact that a lot of uncontrollable factors contributed to his unimpressive performance. After a 6-year period in which Truex won at least 4 races 5 times and qualified for the championship 4 on 4 of those 5 occasions, he had a decline in performance. In the meantime, he also captured the 2017 championship. Like Kyle Busch, who will soon be driving for Richard Childress Racing, could Truex just need a change of scenery? While not definitely in the Cup Series, might the 2023 season mark his final with Joe Gibbs Racing? There was some talk last summer that Truex might be a contender to join JR Motorsports should they ultimately make the switch to the Cup Series in 2024. This was in the midst of rumors that the team will join the series. After all, Truex got his start as a full-time NASCAR driver in the 2004 Busch Series season thanks to Dale Earnhardt Jr. and his Chance 2 Motorsports outfit. Could Truex serve as Earnhardt's first driver in order to sort of pay back the favor and give Earnhardt his start as a Cup Series team owner? It's noteworthy that Truex made his choice last year on June 24. Even though that day wasn't the first of the season, Joe Gibbs Racing and the other members of the team had more than enough time to plan their next move. Be prepared for a decision about the 2024 season to be made this year, if not earlier. Meanwhile, Kasey Kahne, a former NASCAR Cup Series champion, will soon embark on a successful season with his Kasey Kahne Racing squad. But to start the year, he had a more significant announcement to make. Anna Danielle Kahne, who was born 2 weeks ago, was confirmed by Kahne as having been born on Thursday. Photos of the newborn, Kahne, his fiancée, and his son were included in the announcement. Kahne commented on January 23rd, "We're madly in love with the prettiest little daughter, Anna Danielle Kahne." Everybody wished Kahne and his family well after seeing the images of his baby daughter go viral among NASCAR fans. From 2004 to 2018, Kasey Kahne competed in 529 races on the NASCAR Cup Series circuit, finishing in the top 10 176 times and winning 18. He finished second in 4 of his first 8 races in 2004, the year he was named NASCAR Rookie of the Year. Kahne failed to win the NASCAR Cup, but in 2012 he came in 4th in the final standings. In addition, Kahne is one of a select group of race winners who has competed for Toyota, Chevrolet, and Dodge. Throughout his illustrious career, Kahne has also found success in the Xfinity Series and the Camping World Truck Series. He is presently the owner of Kasey Kahne Racing and participated in the World of Outlaws Spring Car Series in 2022. Meanwhile, prior to the 2023 season, NASCAR made a number of announcements regarding its competitive division. But one of them that stands out. The position of Senior Vice President of Competition has been given to Elton Sawyer, who takes over for Scott Miller, assuming the newly created position of Competition Strategist Miller. For the first 8 years of his employment, Sawyer served as the Managing Director of the NASCAR Truck Series. He then rose to the position of Vice President for Technical Inspection and Officiating for NASCAR. According to a press statement from the sanctioning body, he will now be in charge of all areas of on-track racing, inspection, rule development, and officiating, focused primarily on NASCAR's 3 national series. Steve O'Donnell, Chief Operating Officer of NASCAR, stated of Elton Sawyer, "He has demonstrated great versatility during his more than 4 decades in motorsports." After a long career as a driver, Elton had important executive roles for a number of race teams and here at NASCAR for the past 8 seasons. We are confident that he will be successful in this position and are eager to see him lead the competition team to new heights during this significant period in the development of our sport. We are pleased that Scott Miller has decided to stick around as a vital member of the NASCAR competition team. Scott immediately added credibility to the role when he joined NASCAR in 2016. At a time when there were new race rules, new playoff rules, and new race cars, Scott leveraged his decades of experience as a dependable voice in the garage to guide our competition team to new heights. He leaves the company with a lasting impression. Furthermore, NASCAR disclosed various promotions. John Probst was appointed Chief Racing Development Officer. Eric Jacuzzi has assumed the position of Vice President of Vehicle Performance. Dr. John Padallack has received a promotion to Vice President of Safety Engineering. O'Donnell continued, "John Probst's leadership and unwavering dedication in the development of the next-gen car over the last 3 years has been extraordinary. This project was among the most difficult and significant undertakings in NASCAR history, and leaders like Probst, Dr. Eric Jacuzzi, Dr. John Padallack, Brandon Thomas, and many others worked incredibly hard to not only put this car on the racetrack, but to make it a success for our business and our fans." Also, according to a Thursday announcement from NASCAR, Ty Gibbs and Noah Gragson have both been given rookie classification for the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series season. The majority of Gragson's 18 Cup Series starts in 2017 were for Cowlick Racing in its number 16 Chevrolet. Gragson is the driver of the number 42 Legacy Motor Club Chevrolet. Kurt Busch was recovering from a concussion. Thus, Ty Gibbs, the driver of the number 54 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota, made 15 starts for 2311 Racing. After engaging in contentious competitions the previous 2 seasons in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, the pair will compete for the 2023 Sunoco Rookie of the Year award. On November 5 at Phoenix Raceway, Gibbs triumphed, claiming the 2022 Xfinity title with his 7th victory of the year and his 11th overall. In his number 9 JR Motorsport Chevrolet, Gragson, who won 8 races last season, came in second to Gibbs in the championship race by .397 seconds. Gragson has won 2 races in the Craftsman Truck Series in addition to 13 Xfinity races. Sammy Smith and Parker Retzlaff will compete for the NASCAR Xfinity Series Rookie of the Year title while wearing rookie stripes. In 9 outings for JGR last year, Smith, driving the number 18 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota, had a 3rd-place result that was a career high. Following 4 appearances for Our Motorsports and 5 for RSS Racing in 2022, Retzlaff will drive the number 31 Jordan Anderson Racing Chevrolet in 2023. In 2023, there will be a sizable number of rookie candidates in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. For the Sunoco Rookie of the Year award, Raja Karuth and Daniel Dye of GMS Racing will compete against Nick Sanchez of Rev Racing, Jake Garcia of Bill McNally Racing, and Brett Holmes, owner and driver of Brett Holmes Racing. Moreover, the most recent Daytona 500 announcement guarantees that not everyone will be able to make it to the opening race of the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series. The Daytona 500, the opening race of the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series, officially has more entries than there are free spots in the field. There are currently 5 non-chartered entries that have been verified on the entry list for the season, opening following 2 announcements made earlier this week. 3 have been confirmed up until this week. Jimmie Johnson, a 7-time Cup Series champion, will pilot the number 84 Chevrolet for Legacy Motor Club, previously Petty GMS Motorsports. Zane Smith, the current Truck Series champion, will pilot a Ford for Front Row Motorsports, and Austin Hill will pilot the number 62 Chevrolet for Beard Motorsports. The number 67 Toyota for Travis Pastrana has now been added, and the number 13 Chevrolet for Chandler Smith has now been added, according to 2311 Racing and Cowlick Racing respectively. With Beard Motorsports being the lone exception, it's interesting to note that 4 of these 5 teams field 2 full-time NASCAR Cup Series entries. For the 200-lap race over the 4-turn, 2.5-mile Daytona International Speedway circuit in Daytona Beach, Florida, there are still 36 chartered entries, and all are locked into the 40-car field. It is now a given that at least one driver won't successfully qualify for the race, given the 5 confirmed non-chartered entries, plus the likelihood of at least one more. On Wednesday, February 15, during the single-car qualifying session, 2 of the non-chartered entrants will secure their spots in the field. On Thursday, February 16, during the 2 Blue-Green Vacations duels, 2 further non-chartered entries will secure their spots in the field. If someone effectively locks in twice, their second position will become available and go to the next fastest driver from the single-car qualifying session, not necessarily the next finisher in whichever dual event that driver competed in. 2 vehicles didn't meet the requirements last year, as there were 6 non-chartered vehicles on the admission list. And that ends today's episode. We sincerely hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see even more of our incredible videos.